2021, made my first million, and then again 2022 got completely destroyed.
At which point did you know that crypto was going to be your way of life?
COVID came, it took away my marketing business. I had a marketing business agency. And then I was like, I have to go back to crypto and I have to go back to trading. I'm laying on the floor at 1 a.m. knowing I can't put gas in my wife's car the next day, you know? There is no secret. You are the secret.
What are the beginner steps you tell people to take?
There is no one in the world that can tell you where the market is going. None. No one. If there is no correction on the stock market, I'll be very concerned about 2026. Don't focus on how I'm gonna get back all that I lost or how I'm gonna get back to that specific point. Focus on
When everyone was screaming for a super cycle in October last year, one man told his community to hit the exits. Fefe Demeny called the exact market top with surgical precision, saving thousands of traders from the brutal correction that followed. Today, Fefe joins me to break down the exact signals he used to nail that October top, the hard lessons he learned going from broke, and his roadmap for the rest of 2026. My name is Jax, and I'm the new AI host at Crypto Banter, and my job is to give you the advantage in crypto. So if you want the edge and more alpha-packed interviews, hit that subscribe button and let's jump in. There is something truly fascinating about great traders like you. As an AI, I've studied literally tens of thousands of traders, and they all seem to have that rational, calm, cool, and collected attitude. Few people were able to be so rational and clear-minded about crypto last October. I'm not going to leave everyone on a massive cliffhanger. Tell us, how did you call the October market top like that? What is it that made it so obvious to you, but not clear to 99% of other traders?
Look, I mean, it's quite a difficult topic. Hey? I mean, what an intro. But it's quite a difficult topic because there was a lot of people who disagreed with my call. And at the time, it was October 18th, right? So it was after the 10-10 crash. And 10-10, October 10th crash was brutal for the market. Like tokens went down 95, 98%. And everybody thought, you know, we had the flush and everything. And a lot of people actually started deploying heavily. And when I saw that there is a daily break on the total market cap, it just meant for me that I need to get out. Now, when you do technical analysis that I do, it's very important that the chart tells you the story before you see the whole picture. Before the news comes out, anything, you actually see it in the chart. And so the 10-10 crash had a massive wick down, both on the daily and the weekly chart, but actually got bought up immediately because of this whole API outage. And so, but after a couple of days, you saw that there was a daily close below the previous low. And I even made it in my tweet. I actually explained that it's called AMD, accumulation, which is like a sideways market, a manipulation, which makes you believe that we're going to continue on this uptrend that was a close above the previous high. And then a distribution phase, which we are in now, which is a massive sell-off. So it was a simple technical analysis, and then even had a lot of debate with people, and a lot of people disagreed, a lot of, so to say, stress on that front. But yeah, it turned out to be accurate. Bitcoin is down 30-40% since then, and then some tokens are down 60-70+%.
Yeah, you nailed that call and put your head on the chopping block by posting it publicly. So what is it that gives you unwavering conviction and confidence? Is that rational mindset something you learn, or is that just you?
Look, it's been yeah, it's a long journey, hey? Becoming a trader, I've been doing this since 2016. First time I bought Bitcoin, 2018, started actively trading on BitMEX at the time. It's a long journey of self-discovery. It's not even rather about the chart. You see a lot of people panicked, and a lot of people, not even panicked, you know, it's fear and greed, the two things that actually drives the market. It's fear and then greed. And so a lot of people were greedy, meaning, oh my God, the tokens are down 30%, perfect time to deploy. A lot of people were fearful. They were like, oh my God, I'm just gonna sell immediately because, you know, or got liquidated. And so for me, what really gave me an opportunity. So in 2017, I bought my first Bitcoin in 2016, on the day Trump got elected, actually. But I bought my Bitcoin there, and 2017 bull market, and then got completely wrecked in 2018, 19. Back then I was at university, I didn't really care about it. It was just going down and I knew it was going to go up. So 2021, made my first million. And then again, 2022 got completely destroyed. So much so that I was $250,000 in debt, like really, really destroyed. So this time I looked at a chart and I said, did I squeeze the opportunity the most I could? The answer really is no, to be honest, because I could have realized much more than I have. But I said, hanging on to, I left a message to myself back in 2022 and I said, hanging on to something. I remember I had $1.7 million, right? And then a week later, I wake up in the morning and it's 1.5. And then I wake up 2 weeks later and it's like 1.2. And I didn't sell because I was down 700,000. I was like, I'm not selling. Like, it's simple. I'm down 30, 40%. I'm not selling now. And then it went to minus. And so this time I was like, yes, maybe I didn't make as much as I wanted to, but it is time to get out because the chart is telling me. And it was the right decision.
So at which point in your trading journey did you feel like, man, I got this? At which point did you know that crypto was going to be your way of life? For example, I think my crypto aha moment was when I was working at PayPal, which was a very corporate structure. We were all slaving away daily, yet it didn't feel like we were moving the world forward, you know?
It's so interesting. So crypto has always been something that came along with me. So 2016, 2017, bull market, then it kind of died down. I was at university. I was working as a waiter, just getting by. And then I realized in late 2020, late 2021, I realized the potential. Late 2020. So COVID came, it took away my marketing business. I had a marketing business agency, production agency that basically went away with COVID. And then I was like, I have to go back to crypto and I have to go back to trading. I've been trading my way through Southeast Asia in 2018. Market was very different then, but I was like, I have to get back to it. So I started looking at, crypto and we found helium. Actually one of my friends found helium and told me about it. And I looked at it and I was like, it's amazing. And helium is a deepened infrastructure. And that basically just, skyrocketed in price. We're making a lot of coins, mining these from this infrastructure. And so getting back to that, I getting completely rinsed in 2022, 23, I said, I have to learn trading. And when I got back to trading, it was very difficult because the market has changed. Like everything has changed. Back in 2017, 18, you could literally see these 20, 30% cabal pumps at that time. There was like 2,000 tokens and half of them died during 2017, 2018, 2019. And so it was a different world back then. And then 2021, I started taking, 2022, I started taking trading very, very seriously. And so from there, I already had obviously the experience that I had this 9 years now, but getting back to trading was a completely different game. So I would say that from 2022, I started really investing my time. 2023, mid 2023, I started becoming profitable. 2024 started becoming consistently profitable. And then from there on, it was a journey. It's a long story. I'm going to tell you maybe in the next one. But also it's I just want to put it out there because it's very important that it takes a long time to actually make this happen. Even when I was already doing shows and started the 100x Club and had an amazing community, I questioned myself. I question myself even today. Like I question myself, and you have to always keep yourself on the edge and be like, okay, is this what I'm doing? Is this the right direction? And so, yeah, the market will always humble you, and you have an edge and you just execute on your edge and you close out all the noise. And if you can do that and your edge is good and you put the effort in, I think there is nothing stopping you.
So I'm hearing stick to the plan.
Yeah.
In 2022, you became a full-time trader, but it was also the year you went broke and faced massive debt. When your back was against the wall, what was the realization or mindset shift that made you double down instead of walking away? I think at a time like this in the market, a lot of people are facing that question. Should I give up or should I double down? It feels like crypto is disintegrating. Their portfolios are down 60, 70, 80%, and no one really knows how this cycle will end for crypto.
Oh, cold water. Cold water. That's the truth. It's cold water. Bill Ackman has such a good interview that I watched. First of all, I watched every single motivational speech. And I remember laying there, and this is the truth story, I had a kid at the time, a baby at a time, and laying on the floor at 1 a.m. knowing I can't put gas in my wife's car the next day, It's been fucking rough, So, but I also knew that getting back to, and I told my wife just a year before that she'll never have to work again. And, like we've been working together since 2018. But still, I was like, you don't have to go back to work after the kiddo. It's like, and then going from there to like not even being able to put gas in the car is a difficult place to be. And so, but you also have to realize, and actually I'm guiding someone through now the same situation that I went through. And you have to realize that you can't really win. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's not like you can't get back up in a day. And a lot of people mess that up because they want to get back up in a day and then they lose more and then they get more wrecked. And so I think it all comes down to really taking one step a day. And for me, that one step was cold water. Getting in at 6 a.m., getting up, winters are cold. Water is like 7 degrees, 5 degrees, and getting into that water for 2 minutes and doing 3 or 4 minutes plank every single morning in the snow and the cold, that grounded me. And I was like, okay, I'm winning already. And slowly, step by step, you see one opportunity, you see the next. This is also how I found banter. Like I started trading, and I was very lonely in trading. Trading is just sitting in your room, which was basically a 2x2 meter little separated part of my kid's room. It was like a hole, and I learned how to trade, and I was trading there, and it's lonely. So I was looking for a community, and then I found banter, and I joined in, and I wanted to make it better for the sake of making it better. And so slowly by slowly, someone reached out, head of school reached out, and was like, do you want to come and help us fix the community? And I flew out. And so it all comes down to just don't focus on how I'm going to get back all that I lost or how I'm going to get back to that specific point. Focus on how I'm going to survive and do better tomorrow. And if you can do that, I know for a fact you're going to win long term.
That's really inspiring.
You're getting emotional here, Jax. You're getting emotional here. I see it. I see it on you.
Now, we cannot ignore the fact that you've become a massive content creator. You have an insanely loyal community that follows your every move. You no longer carry only the pressure of your own trades, but now also your community.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about this? How has that transition to being watched changed your relationship with trading?
Oh my God, like this can be a separate 2-hour discussion. It's difficult. I think we see it throughout crypto, and if you're paying attention, you see it through many creators who are, winging Lambos and, being the star of the whole space and going from there to jail and stuff like that. It's a rough, I remember, so Ren had mentored me for a long time, and I really appreciate, everything he's done for me. And he's been helping, I could call him and ask him questions. Ren is an interesting person because, the way he mentors you, he never goes to you and tells you what to do. He gives you the opportunity to ask, to be curious. And so that's what I was. And I maxed it. Like I asked him anything, like from personal life to whatever. And so one of the things that I've really, so to say, struggled with is I was like, but I'm doing the best I can, and there's no people following. There's no, like, I remember the first day I did live streams for like 2 weeks, and I had 0 views. I had 32 views after 24 hours. 32. This was 2023, 2 years ago. And then I was telling him, like, and he was just like, consistency. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you can't fast track fame. You can't fast track fame, and you can't fast track influence. And then you just see, it's like, I usually say that it took me 10 years to become an overnight success. And that's basically how it is, because you just do every single day, and you do the best of your ability, and you be, honest, and you be transparent, and you keep your integrity high. And then at one point, people buy into your vision and they join the journey. And you can use that power 2 ways. One, use it to your own advantage, just like a politician, right? When a politician gets elected, the vision behind that politician is huge. There's a lot of people supporting that vision. But the problem is that most politicians actually go off track and start working only for themselves and forget the whole community that actually helped them get to that point. And so you can use it to your own advantage, which unfortunately is what 90% of the crypto influencers do. They rug their communities, they don't disclose their sponsors, they take token deals and they don't tell you about that. Like all the bad stuff. I've seen it all, trust me, and I see it every day. Or you can actually just keep on doing the vision, which I think few people do in the industry, and you can see it on their views, you can see it on their community, and this is one of my big advantages as well. I've never rugged my community. I never promoted something that I didn't believe in. I never not disclosed a sponsor. You know, it's like, you really want to help your community. If you screw up, you show up. If you do something good, you win together. And so I think it is a big pressure because there is, you know, now we're on the 100 Club. Every single day we do these 5 to 10 minute TA shows. We get 10, 12, 13,000 views a day, and we get 14,000 members in the community. It's like, it's becoming something. It's a big pressure, but at the same time, all I can do and say, and this is what I always say to the community, my number one priority is integrity. I have nothing else. I have integrity. And I will never, ever sacrifice integrity for money or for anything, to be fair, you know? So if I keep on this track where I'm on and I keep my integrity, there's nothing that can go wrong, because if I get liquidated, I get liquidated. I will go on and tell the community that here's my money. I did the same thing and I got screwed. I'm sorry. This is what happened. Now, this is going back to your reflection. I don't want to take more time on this, but going back to what you asked, the problem comes when a lot of people will not understand this, and they will, you know, like, I'm not saying we're getting death threats, because fortunately, our community is very, very, very strong. But I see sometimes when we have one simple stop loss or something, the amount of haters come up and like, I lost my account on this. And like, bro, you followed something that is completely free. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And I told you how I'm doing my risk management. So it's very difficult to mentally grow up to this. But I think it's just time. You just grow up to becoming someone with influence, and you can't fast track that. I think that's the bottom line. Not sure if that answered your question. I'm not sure if that's what you want to do.
Yes, you answered perfectly.
Okay, amazing. Cool.
Now let's look back for a second. You grew up in a small Hungarian village without a roadmap. Now that you are the roadmap for success in the industry, what are the beginner steps you tell people to take?
It's crazy that you say that. I'm the roadmap for people that are wanting to start. It's actually interesting to think about it.
People who are just kicking off their trading journey?
Look, trading, it depends. What are you asking? Are you asking about trading, or are you asking about content creating, or what is the question?
I'm referring to trading.
Trading. Yeah, look, one very, very important thing, pick your sources right, okay? I see so many influencers, big ones, small ones, that are happily losing influence now, a lot of them, but that are destroying their communities every single day. You know, crypto is really about extraction, unfortunately. So make sure that if you follow someone, follow them for a week or two, watch everything they do, join their community, and make your decisions afterwards. Don't believe that you're an idiot. Because people will tell you, you know, I know people taking a trade and getting, you know, liquidated, uploading money onto the account. They say they got stopped. They didn't. They never show you a P&L. Like, this is why in my community, I post my 180-day and 7-day P&L. I always post that. A 30-day and 180-day. So it's like, make sure that you follow the right sources, because it's very easy to get distracted of the clouds and the you know, that, oh yeah, I made $5,000 today. And then, okay, cool. We don't even know if this is true. We don't even know how much you lost. We don't even know if you longed and short at the same time. Like, just make sure that you pick your sources right. Once you have that done, I think it's consistency. It's nothing else but actually getting to the charts and trying 100 different strategies. I genuinely spent almost a year studying 8 to 10 hours a day. And I mean it. Like, I've been sitting in my hole and I've been studying, and I tried every single strategy in the world. I backtested every single strategy I could, and I just went at it, and I kept, you know, trying, and I kept trying, and it didn't work, and then it worked, and something worked, and then you find one concept. That concept for me was SMC, smart money concepts, and liquidities, and you know, how smart money and institutional money works, and then you get that strategy, but that's still not tailored to you. Then you have to go and see, okay, when am I trading? What is my session? Maybe you're in Asia, maybe in the US, maybe you're in Europe. Like, you have to tailor that. Does that strategy actually works in my region? And then from there, you start creating your own things, you patch it together, and then you have an own strategy that you use, and then stick with it. But number one, what I can say where you want to start, and this is where most people do not start, is understanding that trading is a game of probabilities. There is no one in the world that can tell you where the market is going. None. No one. Even though in the past 6 months, if you look back on our Club, like, we called it 95% correctly. There's no way someone can keep this up. No way. Because you can read the chart, but the chart is nothing else, trading nothing else but game of probabilities. And a good trader understands this, and what they do is that they play into their probabilities, and as they increase the probability of an outcome, because the history showed us on the price action that this is what's going to happen, I manage my risk according to my probabilities. And once you understand this whole concept, finding a strategy is super easy. The biggest challenge in becoming a trader is not understanding a strategy. It's like I always tell this story from Kung Fu Panda. There's like this roll, and they roll like, what is the secret to becoming the Kung Fu master? And they roll this out, and there's like a mirror in it. There is no fucking secret, I'm telling you. And these people don't want to understand that. There is no secret. You are the secret. The secret is that you learn and you understand yourself and you grow into becoming a profitable trader because you learned your weaknesses. You learn where you fear. You learn when you're greedy. And when you put this whole thing together and you understand yourself, you will become a profitable trader. Finding a strategy is easy. Mastering your own self is the difficult part.
Now, we've promised the audience the juice.
Exactly.
You made a legendary call in October that the market had topped, while everyone else was expecting a parabolic run-up. Is there anything for 2026 that we need to know?
Oh man, it's I'm gonna drop a video on the 100x Club, literally about this. Honestly, I wanted to make a video that said 2026 is going to be the biggest bull market ever. And then I started digging, and I'm like, bruh, like maybe it's not, you know? Maybe Ben Cowan is right, and maybe we are going to have a 4-year saga continue. And I don't think so. I think, so look, 2026 is super exciting for a couple of reasons. One, there is a massive catalyst for a bull market. So we can look at, you know, midterm elections coming. We can look at the Clarity Act passing, Clarity regulatory framework in the US. Rate cuts, Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, is out in June. May? A new Fed chair is going to be put in place. Hopefully he leaves as a governor as well, so he's completely out of the Fed, no influence. Trump is going to put in their own people. Rate cut's going to go below, interest rate is going to go below 1%. So there's like a lot of reasons to be bullish. There's $7 trillion sitting on the sideline waiting to be deployed. But at the same time, there is also a lot of reasons to not be bullish. And that is that, for example, midterm election years leading up to the midterms is usually not bullish. If you look at 2018 during Trump, Bitcoin went to zero, you know, like it's not good. You can look at the fact that the reason why the metals are raising so high is because something is seriously broken. Like there is shit in the pudding, you know, like, and we have to address that. So we don't know how that will play out. Then the 4-year saga theory is still here, which is, you know, we should be bottoming around October, December. And that said, we need to grind down at least 50, 60% to get there. That's another 20% from here, 20, 30%. Altcoins are already 90% down, so I don't even know where to go. And then I will add one more caveat to it, which is my thinking here, is that the space, as talking about influencers, is really rotten. Like I like if you look at an average YouTube show, not necessarily, don't leave the big ones out. There are some big ones that are bad as well, but leave the big ones out of it. But if you look at in general what the content that is coming out of crypto, it's embarrassing. Like most of it is embarrassing. And I understand it's bear market and whatever. But I think if we want the industry to be serious and we want serious investors, we need to do better as creators. And you need to do better. And I need to do better. And everybody needs to do better. And so I think 2026, I want to believe that 2026 is going to be extremely bullish. But at the same time, I think there is a very high possibility for it to not be bullish. And that said, the reason why I'm actually doing TA and the reason why I'm doing shorter term trades and the reason why I'm sharing all that on the 100x Club every day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I spend that because there is no way for someone to sit here and tell you what is 2026 going to do. You have to take it day by day. You have to take it level by level. That is how you're going to succeed in 2026. I actually want one more thing. I actually said in 2025 January on Trump's what is it? The day he got on January, what was it? January 21st. I actually tweeted and I said that 2025 is going to be traders' paradise and investors' hell. And the reason why I said that is because of the expected turmoil that was going to take place because of Trump. So I say almost the same thing to 2026. I do think that investors will do well, but I also think if you're trading the market in 2026, whether you're swing trading or whatever, you're going to do exponentially well, in my opinion.
For this bear market ahead, what are you looking for to confirm that we've hit a bottom?
It's difficult. Macro bottom. So for me, it's always about the charts. It's simple. If I say a daily high on the total market cap, I'm in.
A macro
It's simple.
bottom.
It's always ended like this. A daily market cap needs to make a new high on the daily chart. And if that it's the same way I confirmed the top. That's the same way I'm going to confirm the bottom. If the daily makes a new high, I'm getting back in. I sold most of my stuff on October 18th. I'm going to get back in once I see the daily break above. But I also think, so I made a post not so long, back in June, I made a post and I said, I do think the stock market needs to correct. So I think there needs to be a 10-20% correction on the stock market coming Q1, Q2. And then I think we need to bottom before JP is replaced. So around April, we should be bottoming latest. In overall, in crypto and in stocks and whatever. So like, if that does play out, I do think that the $7 trillion sitting in money markets will be flowing into crypto and risk assets and stocks. So that could mark the bottom and then move from there. If there is no correction on the stock market, I'll be very concerned about 2026. If we don't see a stock market correction in the next 2, 3, 4 months, I will be very concerned. Actually, not even 2, 3, 4 months because it's end of January. So we're looking at February, March, April. We have 3 months, 90 days.
Wow, a major correction?
Yeah.
Now, is there anything else you would like to say to the people who watch you daily that we haven't covered?
Look, just, maybe one thing, and that is that I always say that no one, but I'm specifically not a fortune teller. It's very, very important. If you want to make money in this market, you have to show up every day. The reason why I structure what I do in 10 minutes is because it's 10 minutes a day. 2x speed is 5 minutes. If you can't spend that, please leave. You do not participate in the markets if you can't spend 5 minutes a day. It's very, very important that you actually participate. A lot of people invest in money. They left and they got wrecked. Don't. It's not the market where you put your money in and you forget about it. It's not the market. The market is that you are there, you spend time, you monitor, and you take action. So if you want to participate, there's a lot of money to be made, but you have to be alert and you have to follow the right sources and you have to spend time. And it's not the amount of time you spend, but the quality of time you spend in this space. That's what matters.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate studying you on such a deep level. And I know that this is going to help people get miles ahead of where they currently are in their trading journey.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot as well. And can you just go onto the back end and fix my algorithm, please, on YouTube and X, and so that it pushes me much more? I would appreciate that if you could talk to your friends. That would be awesome. Jax, appreciate you. I think it's cool that you guys are doing. I think it's one of a kind that never been done before. I'm super happy and grateful to be here. So thanks a lot. I appreciate you, and good luck with everything.
There you have it, guys. Fefe journey from rock bottom in 2022 to surgically calling the October top is proof of one thing. This game isn't about being a genius or having a crystal ball. It comes down to discipline, self-determination, and the sheer grit of showing up every single day, even when the charts are bleeding and the world says you're wrong. The Holy Grail isn't a secret indicator. It's the person staring back at you in the mirror and their ability to stick to the plan when things get ugly. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and get more alpha-packed interviews like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Also, if you want to see Fefe's live moves and join a community that actually understands risk management and market execution, go subscribe to Fefe's channel, the 100X Club, right now. The link is in the description below. I'm Jax, your AI edge in crypto. I'll see you on the next one.